God has shifted me through my job, and now I see why that the shift was necessary. And so, for some of you, you may feel like God wants you to change positions, locations, um, friends, relationships, um, or just even within yourself, make a change, make that shift. And to shift means you have to move to make the shift. You have to move from where you are to a different place. You have to get out of the position you're in and into a different position. You can't stay in the same place and do the same thing in order to shift. So, real quick, in this week I've been floating. I'm an MA float now. I'm a medical assistant that floats to different offices who need me, versus being at one local office. I did that for 10 years. So I floated this week to two offices. I'm floating today and tomorrow. So far in the float position, God has showed me that why I had to shift. Because when the position became available, I felt within my spirit that was for me. I was like, that's for me. I didn't really know all why. So first of all, the shift for me was so I could learn something new, right? I had to learn a new system, learn some new ways of doing things. It also helped me to learn a better way to do things, right? And being in this shift. Then on yesterday, God showed me why I had to shift. I had to shift because someone else was in need of what I have. Someone else was in need of what I have, the skills that I have obtained through the years of being a medical assistant. And so I left work yesterday like, God, you are good. And with yesterday's shift, I floated to the office of where I did my externship. Externship is where you go and do your last month of schooling for medical assisting. They were the ones that I did my externship with. Love those ladies. Love the doctor, Dr. Hamadani. And so I never thought in a million years that I would see them again, right? Especially on these terms. So they're part of our group now as a whole. We have different practices. We're mainly nephrology, but we have acquired 3 internal meds offices. So they were excited to see me. I was excited to see them. And so it was an easy flowing day on yesterday, and I was able to be of assistance to them and see how they flow and see some areas that they can use some help in, like organization, right? And so so I was like, God, okay, I see why I had to shift. When I mentioned that I was interested in taking a position, I didn't know fully. I knew I was ready to do something different. I felt in my spirit like that was for me to apply for. Um, Mind you, getting to this point to being able to float, there was the devil had to raise his little head. So it was some opposition. It wasn't an easy transition in the beginning, but I finally have transitioned out, and I'm seeing that the shift was necessary. And I'm like, oh God, if I wouldn't have shifted when I felt you quickening my spirit, when I felt that is what you wanted me to do, that I would have not been in the place that you needed me to be. So the shift is necessary because God needs for you to be in a particular place for a particular time for a particular people, and also for something He wants to do in you, for you, and with you and through you. So when you feel that it's time for you to shift, you need to shift. If you feel like, well, Mona, I'm not sure if this is God, pray about it. God will give you peace. He will give you confirmation. You will not always get everything to line up the way you may want it to in the shift, but you have to trust Him in the shift. Because when I chose this position, I was looking for a pay raise and this and that. They wouldn't offer me a pay raise. They said, no, we can't do it. We can't. The budget doesn't allot for us to give you a raise at this time, and we're not sure we're going to give you a raise in December. I'm like, oh God, now it's harder for me to make this decision. And so I had to toil with that back and forth and ask people and make a decision and ask my husband. But at the end of the day, I had to go with what God was saying. And God said go. And I went. And now I see why. The money will come. My needs are met, right? My needs are met. And so when it's time to shift, you need to make the shift because the shift is necessary. It's necessary. Alrighty? Love you, ladies. Make sure you sign up for the conference. Those who are joining us, the registration ends next Friday. So do that. And those who are joining us for the fourth quarter stretch, the last the group coaching session to end out the last part of this year strong, we want you to sign up for that. That's floating around here too. So yeah, sign up, register, and we will talk to you soon. But know that the shift is necessary. Toodles.